Exit apartment. Alright, time to go to Kabukicho. The collector mentioned a talent agency by the name of Omega here in Kabukicho with ties to Reina. Unless there's a big sign advertising it, which I highly doubt, I'll need to ask around to find it. Based on the dragon motifs and the general vibe around the building, I guess this place is no normal bar. Who knows how many other places around here the Yakuza have dipped their fingers into. Eish. Oops. Hey, hold up. Don't I know you? Who, me? Yeah, you. Unless you're hiding someone behind your back. Aren't you the detective whose face was all over the town a few weeks back? Yeah, that's it. How did I recognize you before? Hey guys, did someone from HQ come by and ask us about it earlier? Maybe we should call it in. Hold on, Denjiro. You really think that's a good idea? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not risking my job over some nobody detective. Yeah, well, call it to HQ and you might be risking more than your job if you know what I mean. Ryu's right. Why should we stick our necks out when she hasn't even done anything wrong? Being on leave doesn't mean she can't walk around, does it? Listen to Ryu, I doubt I need to remind you boys what happens when you ruffle the wrong feathers at HQ. You guys can't be serious. Look, I'm not saying we should arrest her. Only you're going to piss off the wrong people, Denjiro. I don't know how much more obvious I need to be for you to get it. No one, not even the detective here, is worth bringing down her wrath on us. Especially right now, things aren't exactly on stable ground around here since the Mifune family's shakeup. Don't need a repeat of Officer Ono. Pegged for promotion one day, and then some anonymous tip comes into HQ that Ono's been selling a little dope. On the side, even got a gun to tie him to a crime scene. Yeah, a gun that's mysteriously gone missing from evidence. Think that story's true? Does it really matter if it is or not? The point is, he asked too many questions around here, and now he's in jail. Some police we are, held hostage by some woman. Screw it, maybe you guys are right. Suppose if that guy from HQ asked again, we can say we didn't see any detective tonight. That's right, we didn't see you, and you definitely didn't talk to us. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Being on the street around here isn't exactly an easy position to be in, huh? You mean at the bottom? Yeah, it doesn't give us a whole lot of options. Feels like I'm always stuck between HQ and all the other shit going on around here. I'm not sure which is worse, honestly. You read the papers, don't you, detective? You heard about the Mifune family, right? Yeah, I'm sure she has. That's all you need to say on this subject. You never know who's working for who around here, so put a lid on it. Listen, detective. Whatever you think we are, or whatever you think goes on around here, it isn't so simple as good cops and bad cops. Remember that. Kabukicho might not be perfect, but we do our best to keep the peace. Right? Right? Right. Like Ryu said, we're trying our best, so don't cause any trouble for us, and we'll return the favor by not letting HQ know about this. There's plenty of things scarier than HQ out there. That's for sure. Why don't you move along, detective? I think I'll do just that. Good luck, officers. I went to look. Seems this club is pretty popular and it already has a lot of customers. Maybe talking to some of the regulars will give me a good idea of where to start looking for Omega. Awesome. Where am I? Psst. Let's talk to a girl. Oh, that's not a girl. Oopsie. Can I ask you something? Whoa. I wasn't doing anything. You're a cop, right? Nope. You got me all wrong. Looking for a talent agency by the name of Omega? Why do you think I was a cop? Shh. Only cops I'd ask some questions right off the bat. All that in your costume had me fooled. You gotta be careful walking around like that. Oh, I got it. You're some kind of performer, right? What are you doing looking for Omega? Omega's a wash. You won't get any work from them. Worry not, sweet. Okay. It just so happens I work for one of the best agencies in town. We handle all the types of bottles, performers, actors, you name it. Even a mature woman such as yourself will have no problem finding work through us. That is, if you're fine with me staying in costume. A lucky day. That's the spirit. Have a drink with me, babe, and I'll get you signed up. I'm sure I can find work for you in no time. Well, like I said, I'm looking for Omega. A friend of mine recommended them, so it'd be rude to not talk to them at least, right? If you ask me, your friend's got no taste. You shouldn't waste your time with those losers. No one's even seen their guys around for months. Word on the streets that they ran up a bit of debt with the wrong people, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. You know where I am if you want a real chance, babe. Oh, I ain't talking to you again. Can I ask you something? Yeah, sure, you don't need my permission. You heard of an agency around here called Omega? Omega? No, it doesn't ring a bell. Why? What's it to you? I'm looking for a missing girl. Missing, huh? Was she foreign? Working for a nightclub? Maybe working for some of the other types of clubs? I don't remember asking your opinion on the girl, only if you knew about the agency. Either way, answer is the same. I don't know no Omega, and you probably won't find her even if I did. Girls go missing all the time around here, if you catch my drift. Gotta be more specific? No, I don't. Don't think you delicate types could handle it. Let's just say not everyone is as nice to the ladies in those places as I am. Leave it at that. Stir the pot with questions like that, and you're bound to end up in trouble. So if you want help, go ask someone else. Oh, okay. That's a lot. Hello, can you spare a minute? Whoa, how long have you been standing there? Me, I just got here. Why so jumpy? Sorry, there was a big scary guy with a scar here a little before you. Ain't friendly enough, but he made me feel uneasy. Kept asking me what I was doing here and if I wanted to go somewhere and have a drink with his friends. Honestly, I've been waiting for a good moment to duck out. Think you made the right decision by staying put. If you ask me, have you ever heard of a talent agency around here called Omega by any chance? Omega? No, never heard of it. I'm actually not usually in this part of town. A friend of a friend invited me out here for a few drinks, but she hasn't shown her face yet. It started to stink of some sort of weird setup. Anyway, I still have some pride, so I'm not going to tuck my tail and run just yet. Good luck finding that agency or whatever you were looking for. And if you see that guy I mentioned earlier, watch your back. Yeah, I won't forget. Evening, you know anything about a talent agency called Omega? I heard they were based here. Are you insane? It's not like I'm asking you to take me there personally. What's the issue? You do know where you are, don't you? Omega went up against some people, the same people who own this club, and they lost. The Midfield takeover's already dragged up quite the body count, and I don't plan on being added to it. I'm not sure who you're working for, but you've come at a bit of a sensitive time. If I were you, I'd turn around and walk out that door. Hell, she'd probably kill you too. She? Killed who? Him. You know, Higashi, the owner of Omega. Everyone knew he owed the Midfield family a small fortune. The word on the street is that there's been a little spring cleaning of any disloyal retainers. Do I need to spell it out for you? Good, I've already said too much, and you should stop asking around too. You never know who's listening. What are you looking for? Hey, do you know this area? What? I have a question about... What? Speak up! I can't hear you! The speaker's right there! You're gonna have to talk louder! I'm looking for an agency! You're looking for a vacancy? And what? No! And... you're what? I'm looking for information about the Omega Talent Agency! You know anything? Whoa. You really shouldn't shout things like that around here. Excuse me, miss. We were hoping you might join us next door. Consider it an invitation from an admirer. Besides, it's a much nicer venue than this dump. Yeah, in fact, we'd be happy to escort you. Who are you? Who do you think? We're just businessmen doing our business. I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to cause trouble with the police. It's like, whenever I like be in trouble with the police, or be in trouble by them. Fuck. Either way, I'm screwed. Crap. 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 Refuse. Take a few steps back, creep. You think I'd go anywhere with you? Yeah, I think you will. Sorry if we were a little too polite before. I wasn't asking you for permission. Forcing me would be a big mistake. Heh, oh yeah? How do you figure? Look around. You think anyone's gonna help you? Promise you this much. People see us escorting you out of here, they'll look the other way. Hell, I could probably break your nose right now and then order a drink, and the bartender bring me that drink before you even dreamed of whipping your blood off the floor. Not that I'm threatening you, understand? Of course not. We wouldn't want you to feel like you're in danger. Now let's go. Welcome. Come in. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kasumi Mifune. I appreciate you coming by to talk. You thugs didn't give me much of a choice. The hell you think you are, calling me a thug? We're businessmen, you got that? Oh, I've got it alright. But don't think that dressing in a suit makes you any less of a thug. Say another word, you cop bitch. And now if you say another word and I'll make you wish you hadn't. Now get out, both of you. Yes, boss. My apologies. The quality of help you can find these days isn't quite up to the standard that it was in my father's time. Wild dogs can be difficult to train, but they'll come around, even if I have to beat it into them. Sit down, relax. Can I get you a drink? No, no thanks. Yeah, I need to raise my professionalism a bit. And I'm too investigative. I see, then excuse me while I pour one for myself. Why don't we skip the small talk and you tell me why I'm here? Seems you're a woman who doesn't like to waste time. Good. As luck would have it, neither am I. Let's get right to it. A short while ago, a couple of men downstairs ran up to tell me that you, a cop, had walked past my bar and into one of my nightclubs. Then I hear you've been sniffing around asking about one of my investments. Investments? You mean Omega? Smart girl. Tell me, Ayami Ito, why is it that a cop is going around asking questions like that? More curious still, not just any cop, but a publicly shamed cop on leave. A shamed cop who's had a history of, how did they word it? Ah yes, a history of psychotic episodes. How do you know all that? We all have friends, Detective Ito, and when detectives are wandering around my part of the city, my friends tell me everything I want to know. Honestly, you don't seem all that crazy to me. As to why you're after Omega, I'd say you've piqued my interest. Sorry, look at us. You said no small talk, and here we are off in the bushes somewhere. Let's get back on track, shall we? As you're not acting in any official capacity, it's safe to say that no one knows you're here, correct? No, I suppose they don't. In your position, I might have tried to lie, but I appreciate the honesty. It was a rhetorical question, anyway. I know for a fact there's no one coming for you. Funny, you don't strike me as the stupid type, and yet you've willingly entering a den of vipers. If you valued your neck staying on your shoulders, surely you wouldn't do something so reckless. You can skip the threats. If you wanted to do something to me, you'd have done it already. Plus, you're smart enough to know not to hurt a cop, even one in my position. Good, I like you. Given your prickly demeanor, I doubt you're working with one of my competitors, and you're definitely not here for your police buddies. Okay, I give up. I have to know. What exactly is it you want to know about Omega? I'm looking for this girl. Her name is Reina. I was told she was involved with the agency somehow. I want to know what happened to her. How very noble of you. Figuring that out might be a bit difficult, as I'm afraid Omega is an extremely recent acquisition. To go back further, you'll have to talk to its president and former owner, a man named Ichi Higashi. As it so happens, that makes him two of us. Would like to have a word with him. Like peas in a pod, us two. Unfortunately, when he handed over the business, he became a bit, how should I put it, forgetful about his outstanding debts to us. And the poor thing is so scared of me that he's ignoring all my calls, probably thinking I'll do something awful to him if I find him. I can't imagine how he'd get that idea. Can you? Maybe he'd prefer talking to a police officer instead of me. I'm not some green recruit. I know how this works by now. What's the catch? You never tell me where he was and then send me on my way for nothing. Of course I wouldn't. You'll have to prove that you can be trusted first. There's someone else I need you to talk to. A bit of a softer target than Higashi. Pretty good deal, right? Everything you're looking for in exchange for one little job. Just one job, right? Yeah, it's kind of hard to do professionalism kind of thing. Oh, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. You'll agree eventually, so why fight it? I know a lot about you. Top of your class and one of the best detectives on the force. You wouldn't let something as pesky as morals get in the way of good information, would you? I've heard about you too, Kasumi Mifune. Or more accurately, heard a lot about your father. As you should. My father was a good man. It's not surprising you know more about him than me. That'll change soon enough. I won't be a footnote in this story much longer. My father always undervalued by the power of information, but I really get to know the people I associate with. You, for instance. Everything you've done paints the picture of someone who's very determined and very desperate to find this girl of yours. Don't let people tell you otherwise, Detective. I think those traits are a wonderful combination. However, it also means you don't have a whole lot of bargaining power right now. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. You can go home and quietly overdose on whatever medication they've got you taking instead. Furthermore, I could just refuse your request altogether, but that'd be so boring. We both need something, so let's help each other. Do the job I ask, and I'll tell you what I know about little Higashi. As I was saying, like him, there's another business owner in Akihabara who's unfortunately behind on her payments as well. Such a shame, too. I really wanted a straightforward relationship with this one. See, I help out with a few things, and in exchange she kicks back a little of her business. Sometimes we send over new contracts to renegotiate the terms of our mutually beneficial relationship. Sadly, she's neglected to sign the newest one. I'm a cop, not some Yakuza deck collector. Do it yourself. A suspended cop. Can't parade your badge around as proof that you're some white knight anymore. Due to the recent, transition of power, I can't do it myself just this minute. The dogs at Tokyo Police Headquarters start panting whenever me or any of my men are seen outside of Kobekicho. I'm not asking you to club someone's head in. I'm only asking you to give them a friendly reminder to keep up to date on their paperwork. Easy, right? Here, take it. Do this for me and I'll feel a lot more comfortable giving out information about Omega. Also, I'll remind you that thanks to your impending review, it would be unseemly if it got out that you were meeting with Yakuza, wouldn't it? Blackmail, huh? That's such an ugly word. And here I thought we were becoming friends. No, I'm just stating the facts as the situation. The business you're going to is a cat cafe. No, not the cat cafe. Which one? Nakahibara. Kazu can give you the address on the way out. Wait, a cat cafe or what? A cat cafe? What else would it be? Well, a cat cafe or a cat-made cafe. What? Are we talking about cats or people dressed like cats? Because a freaking cat cafe, actually. Cats. Adorable, fluffy, precious cats. Why the hell would I invest in some stupid maid cafe? Cats? Normal cats. Damn it, I'm all worked up. Look, get that goddamn contract signed and we'll talk. Oh, couldn't have been the other one. To Kazumi's private bar wasn't already in her pocket. Though with how things turned out, maybe that's not true either. Looks like they've been digging up the sidewalk, but since they're blocking my view, I can't quite see what they're doing. Hey lady, you need something? There's nothing to see here, so why don't you move along? Why should I? You said yourself there's nothing to see after all. Bit of advice for you. If you're trying to keep someone out of your business, I wouldn't lead with nothing to see here. See? She thinks so too. Every time you say nothing to see here, people stop and stare at us instead of actually moving along. And to see here really does kind of make me want to look more, you know. It's kind of sinister, nothing to see here. That's what cops say when they're definitely, without a doubt, something's worth seeing. Thanks a lot for that advice, boys. As I checked, it was you who worked for me, not the other way around. Alright. No need to be so damn touchy. Alright, we're saying is that unless you want every passerby in Kabukicho stopping to stare at us, you could try zipping it. Zipping it? Is that how you talk to all your employers? You're aware of who I work for, right? Right? Digging a hole is the least of your worries. So do as I say. These jobs are the worst. What exactly are you guys doing? All of a sudden, I can't help but wonder what some suit is doing standing by a construction site. Have to agree with you with the little lady on that one. As far as I can tell, we're pulling up a strip of concrete for no damn reason at all. No reason. Far from it. Scheduled maintenance, requested by the building's owner. There were complaints of people falling or getting hurt because of the uneven pavement, so my employer generously offered her own money to fix it. Excuse me. Maintenance, huh? Seemed perfectly fine to me until we started hacking into it, and you seemed awfully impatient for us to fill it back in. Maybe it's got something to do with that little thing you had wrapped in cloth before? Shut up! Or I'll ask you to dig 2 more holes after this one. 2 more? Oh, I get it. I think that was meant to be some sort of threat. Yes, exactly. I mean, what you said wasn't exactly threatening. Honestly, I've heard better. Is he trying to imply that he's going to make us cover ourselves in concrete? Kind of a boring threat. Fine, bad joke. But maybe you two should remember you're being paid very generously to be here. So shut it. And you, miss, would you please kindly move along? As you can see, I'm busy enough with these two without any additional distractions. Okay. I don't know what's the club. Clubs aren't really my scene. I have to go back in there if I don't have to. I don't wanna go to the. I don't wanna go to the cafe. Inside. Crap. Oh yeah. Tiny room shops like this one take me back. That's it. 3 paper cranes. There's an elevator lit up. Can I go back? Nope, I think it's broken. that allows animals to pet in. You should probably find me in the cat cafe every other day. Man. Welcome back. I think Tomo remembers you. You must appreciate all your help to make him feel better. We've had to stop the deliveries of sashimi though. Even the smell seems to set off his bowels. Another quirk added to an already quirky character. Maybe it's a sign that you were right about the fish. Huh? Yeah, listen, we need to talk. Freaking cat. Okay, sure, why the serious face? What's wrong? Man. How exactly does the owner of a cat cafe get mixed up with Yakuza? Huh? What do you mean? I met someone recently who gave me a contract with your name on it to sign. I read it and it seems like you owe them quite a bit of money. Why? I've been around this kind of stuff for a long time and I can't figure out how a cat cafe owes that kind of money. Money? Yakuza? Wait, you're working for her? Why? I'm not working for anyone. All I've got is this contract and your name. And I want to know why. The truth is, this place isn't all above board. Or rather, it is, but it wasn't always. I didn't borrow money or anything that's stupid. When I was setting up this place, I was just trying to stay above water. But the building owner kept coming by to complain, and then these government types and health inspectors came knocking. I never realized how complicated opening a place like this in Tokyo would be. All those rules and regulations. All I ever wanted was to help out the kitties and make people happy. Then she came by, someone who loved cats as much as I did. She offered to help me smooth things over with everyone. I mean, I saw that, the tattoos and everything, but I don't think you should judge people because of how they look. I still don't. There was no way I was going to stay open and keep my kitties if I didn't get help fast. So I accepted her offer and things got better pretty quickly after that. The building owner stopped complaining and all the permits fell into my lap. Maybe you think I was stupid, but most of the cats here would be strays or dead if I didn't accept her help. For a while I thought I'd been saved by a guardian angel. After all, she loved the cats and was kind and friendly toward me. It's been quiet too. This is with Tomo's bowels, the first incident I've had in months. About 2 months after accepting your help, when I was closing up the shop, some men showed up with a contract like the one you're holding. They said it was for services rendered or something like that. It wasn't much at the time, so I signed it. I owed her a lot after all, and I was doing pretty well. Only they kept coming back, and every time they came back, they had a new contract. Every contract wanted more and more money. It's gotten out of hand. I can't keep up anymore. Sumi won't even see me to talk about it. Didn't really think you'd get a favor from the Yakuza for nothing, did you? I wasn't being greedy, Ito. I thought she was trying to help. Helping the only way she knows how. Please, you have to help me. The amount of money they've asked for is out of hand. I'm doing well for now, but if they get their way, I'll go out of business. You have to tell you, Kasumi. Please. Tell her that this place closes, then all these cats, there'll be no place for them to go. The poor kitties. They'd be put down. I can't support them myself. I don't think animal services would let me keep them. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. Begging you, Ito. Don't do this. Damn it. Doesn't matter what I need from her. Can't make you sign this in good conscience. Man. I'm doing. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm just a bit mad right now. Hooray! I knew good would prevail in the end. Thanks. How'd you get mixed up with that woman anyway? I need some information from her. You should be careful. I don't know about her, but her thugs are dangerous. Last time they were here, I heard them talking about having to teach a girl from another cafe a lesson or something. Makes me feel sick thinking about it. What else would you expect from guys like that? Breaking legs is probably all they're capable of outside of grunting and drinking. Call me naive, but I don't get how someone can be so two-faced. When I started seeing her in the papers lately, I can't believe it. What the hell? Surely that ruthless woman they were talking about couldn't be the Kasumi I knew, or so I thought. Because like you said, a tiger can't change his stripes, right? Maybe so. At any rate, you should probably be more careful about who you trust in the future. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you wrapped up in all this. But thank you for not making me sign. So what's your plan? I'm not sure if I really have one. Maybe I can appeal to her kinder side if she really is a cat lover. I'm sure she wouldn't want to see the little guys hurt, right? Oh no, I've really gone and got myself in trouble, haven't I? Maybe I should go instead. The contract was given to me, so I'd better deal with it myself. Plus, I got the impression that being confined by the cops doesn't put me hurt. Doesn't put her in a great mood. I'm sure you don't agree, but I still think there's something good in her. Sometimes I can't help but wonder if she'd be doing all these things if she didn't grow up in that life. And all the kiddies left her when they played with her. Cats are such good judges of character. I somehow don't think her treatment of animals correlates too well with her treatment of people. I'm starting to feel a little queasy thinking about going back there without the contract signed. Damn it, Ayami. You've really gotten yourself into one of this time, haven't you? No point in dwelling on it now. Made my mind up and I can't run Yakuza debt collections just because I'm in a tight spot. Take care. Don't worry, my kiddies are never wrong in judging someone's character. Yeah, sure. I'll think of something. When one door closes, another door opens. I'll think of something, but I need you to lie low and maybe close up shop for a while until I sort this out. I can't go anywhere else. Hey, what are you doing here? Go back. Honestly, little one, I don't want you to get hurt. Go home. Probably the only. Welcome back. I assume you took care of that little nuisance for me? I didn't have her sign it. I couldn't in good conscience ruin someone's life like that. Let me explain something to you. If I give you something to do, you don't come back until it's done. What? Do you think you're some sort of moral crusader helping out the little guy? What'd she tell you anyway? That she was a small town girl who couldn't keep up with the big meanies in Tokyo? Put it that way, and I guess I do sound like I'm asking a bit much. Did she tell you about all the cats that kept escaping, or the ones who wandered into nearby businesses? How about the heaps of trash they were piling up around the place? If it weren't for me getting people off her back and cleaning up the place, those cats would probably be dead by now. What we have here, detective, is a trust issue. You're too quick to take the other side because of who I am, or at least who you think I am. Pity, Kazoo. Yes, boss? Take Ito outside and show her what happens when people disappoint me. Don't be too rough. I don't want a repeat of last time. Oh, and leave her face alone. I'd hate for someone to see a black eye and think she might be worthy of sympathy. Leave her jacket here. I like it. It's very chic. Did you know my friends tell me when all the police raids are coming? It's pretty handy, really. As a matter of fact, there's one scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be gone, of course, but if they were To find this jacket, well, who knows what they'd think. Would be a pity if someone recognized it. Kazoo, escort her out. Good luck finding that stupid little girl. Hold on, Kazuhito. Who's this? He's, I guess he's a stowaway from the cat cafe. He is, huh? I see. I love him! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a softie. Look at this squishy little face. Can't have a detective beating around such a cute little face. What's his name? Beaten? Oh, I think his name is Tomo. Tomo? That's not much of a name for a man, is it? I should call you Mr. Marshmallow. About that blackmail and beating? Oh, that. Forget it. Really? Oh, good. Oito, lighten up. You're not a liability unless you start talking to your cop friends. And you wouldn't do that, would you? No. They likely wouldn't believe me at this point anyway. My thoughts exactly. So cheer up. How can you stay mad when looking at these big eyes and those little feet? I look at you and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong, Ito. You don't appreciate what you have, only what you're looking for. That is until you find it. But then what? What's left? That said, I was serious about one thing. Talk to any cops about my business or about my, affections for cats or anything like that. Kazoo might pay a visit to your apartment and pick up where he left off. But who wants to think about the logistics of dismembering and disposing of a detective body when they've got these little whiskers rubbing against you? Huh? Sachiko is right. You do genuinely love cats. Why make her sign a contract that would end her with her having to put the cats down? Sachiko isn't as perfect and cute as she seems. She might love her cats, but she has strange ways of caring for them. She owes me a great debt, and it's my right to collect it. Her cafe shut down to make sure those cats had a home, though I can't say the same for their owner. This job is about tough decisions, not legal ones like you cops make. In my business, you have to sleep with the choices you make, not leave them at the door when you hand the case over to the courts. Mr. Marshmallow likes being picked up. Oh, he is pretty cute. Not sure if you meant for this outcome, but I have to say, you have some guts coming back like you did. I thought you'd be another pushover cop to keep in my pocket. I underestimated you. And in doing so, I've given you information on one of my weaknesses. It's funny, really. I spend so much time making sure I'm not seen as the weak woman all these men expect me to be, that I don't feel like myself sometimes. Something I'm sure you understand quite well. Tell you what, I'll let you have that one little weakness of mine. It's only fair. I know so many of yours, after all. In a different life, maybe we could have been friends. Kazoo, stand down for now. Ito, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you keep your jacket tonight. Understood, boss. Alright. Forget the cat cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What is it you wanted again? I want to speak to Omega's company president, Tagashi, about a girl who signed with this agency. That's right. Our missing agency president on one of his many projects. What a despicable little man. I'll tell you now, I had no problem taking control of the business from him. Left him as president to keep a few of his clients happy. Decision I regret now. Where is he? Fortunately, just as in the dark about where he disappeared to as you are, I'm afraid. A deal's a deal, though. While you were out, I got the address of one of his old hideouts and the code to get in. I guarantee you'll find anything there. But I said I'd tell you what I knew, and that's what I know. You haven't sent one of your stooges to check it out for you? Stooges? I like you, but don't push it. As I said earlier, me and my men can't afford to be spotted right now, especially in an area getting so much special attention. Special attention? Doesn't Kabukicho get enough attention on its own? Kabukicho is what it is, but this isn't Kabukicho. This particular spot caught its reputation, so it can release extra police patrols a bit more recently. In fact, I hear there's still an ongoing investigation there. I understand you'd be intimately familiar with that area and the incident that happened there. My condolences on the loss of your partner, Detective Tanaka, by the way. All the papers are rushing to make you out to be incompetent or worse yet, some sort of psychotic killer. Maddening, isn't it? My friends in police headquarters say you two were close. That's no way to lose someone you love. Suppose it's not too much to ask what really happened. Was there really someone there that night? Thanks for the condolences, but what happened that night isn't something I want to discuss right now. Suit yourself. Let's change the subject. Back to Higashi. It took a bit of digging to find that address. Seems he was keeping a second hideout in Shinjuku under the fake name. Now that we know where it is, he probably knows we do. I highly doubt he'd be stupid enough to stay holed up in it. But I also doubt he'd be smart enough to completely clear the place out before he left town either. There's probably something in there that will lead us right to him. Get what you want, then let Kazu know where the slime is so we can straighten him out. He'll get those fantasies of running away out of his head. It's midnight? Midnight. The code to the door is 11235. What an interesting code. It's the only keypad lock on the street. You can't miss it for what it's worth. I wish you good luck finding your little girl. But remember, you can't save them all. I'm Ito. Oh, and Ito? Thanks for bringing Mr. Marshmallow to me. Being holed up in one place for the last few weeks has been a bit taxing. You know, I remember he loves fresh fish. Fresh fish, huh? So Chico certainly does have eccentric ideas. Kazu, go pick up some sashimi. Right away, boss. 11... 235? What I forgot. We're visiting a lot of similar places. Part of me I probably should have looked around first, but I was like, I know where to go. I know where it's at. Oh. Stun them. Man, go with your brother, man. It worked. Looks like Kazumi's tip wasn't a lie. What a stench. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. Really? Relax, maintenance provisional, I'm still stable. It seems to be locked. I can't open it. I can't. Seems like the inside of the lock has been filed off. It didn't move at all. Must be reinforced. No good. It's as if something's holding it from the other side. Great. The word ruby is written in blood on the wall. Oh, wait, don't I know you? Guess I found Higashi. Damn it, I should have known. The composition of the body is pretty far advanced. He must have been here for weeks. Something else is wrong. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. The same handwriting and type of bag Reina left in the dumpster 2 weeks ago. This wasn't done quickly. She must have stayed here for weeks. That means Kazuki was probably here too. Ah! Nothing's changed, just the door. Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? Oh. It sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. Touch it. The rattling stopped. Why? Enter. Shots of his girls, all I'm taking in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. They all look so sad and young. I've got a pretty good idea what these pictures were used for and the types of people they might have been seen to. Reina, so it's true to think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Nothing's happening. You're back early. Huh? Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go to bed early tonight. Ruby, don't ignore me. Lily's been the same excuses over and over. I don't know what you're talking about. Ruby, my sweet little Ruby. You think because that one song was a hit, you can just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby, hey, stop crying. Stop crying. I'm talking to you. Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I just don't want to. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. Make the right impression with these guys, and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know that he's one of our best clients, don't you? Things he can do for you girls is... well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you repay my generosity by crying and telling me you don't feel well, or whatever excuse you come up with next? I couldn't. He tried to... I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. When I took you in, you were a vulnerable, tiny girl who was failing school. But I saw you potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older. That's all those men care about, how I look. So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you. But you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying. What are you doing? I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. Look away. Is there any reason for doing that? If it restarts, I'm gonna look away. Yeah, there's a reason it's okay. Exit. The noise stopped. Damn it, Ruby! I can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying coped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Masa. Are you even listening? Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here. What's wrong with you? Please, please don't make me. I'm afraid to go. Far as I can tell, all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You're not going to say anything? You can't treat me this way. I give you your name, your music, and damn near everything else. Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy, and I'm sorry it's not all butterflies and flowers, but you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Hey, Earth to Ruby, I'm trying to give you some advice here. You're not even listening. Reina. My name is Reina. What did you say? Reina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word, and I'll throw you out there myself. If you think you've got it so bad now, let's count the seconds between you and hitting those streets and ending up back in foster care or dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we? Reina, where's the Ruby? The girl who was successful. The girl who could make it if she would just do what she was told. I'm sorry I lost my temper, but you gotta see things my way. You are special. You know that. I see. Saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I want to raise you up and show you what life could be. Then you reject me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty, but not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager and you want to cry it out, right? Fine. When you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you to all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him? I'd rather you were successful so we didn't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore. I just want to go home. Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's going to get for a girl like you. Tomorrow, you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do. You'll stop this crying and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. Something lying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article dated October 24, 2004. The article's title is One Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. That can't be. It's over 10 years ago. What the hell? Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room, found it locked, called to her, but she didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He only forced the door when he noticed that smell, and then they found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room, there's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. Her song, Look For Me, will go on sale again this month, with all proceeds going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that is in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reinas? Is this what I was supposed to see? Man. One more door. Is that it? I feel like I missed something. I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina, she looked the same as she does now. 16 years old, a child. She had her locked up and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Except she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in the room, I could feel it like it was my own. It's not the first time I felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it was like the air changed, I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me. But it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I can feel the dark, but the path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has to do with the Kamen Kai, and the only one alive who knows about it is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. Why can't I still go here? I don't feel like I have anything else to say to you. Let's go with you, brother, man. It ain't. Oh dang! I lost places. I lost places. Some places are gone. Alright. You good, buddy? Oh man. Alright. Hello? You? I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back! I have questions about the Koan Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Kamen Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me alone. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation is important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. I didn't give you an option to knock. Your grandma and I need to talk. If it accepts you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Just a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult, and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to that poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. I mean, no lie is better than being beaten up. Bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that. You do. But ignoring the past won't make it go away. There's unfinished business from the Kawan Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? I promise to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on, you were cooking us dinner, weren't you? Alright, talk about it later. But I'll be in the other room if you need me. So, you found me out. Now that May knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Kamen Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join? I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, instead of leaving me a single unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokumasa found me and told me the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. Especially wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. Kamen Kai stole everything from me. My youth, my mind, and my child. Then one day in 1996 they all died. Cause of death was buried and no autopsies were performed. If they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultist in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't just sensationalize their deaths. That's it? After everything I found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed life was an illusion. As word of other compounds and groups being raided spread, Tokumasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. I hate cults. My Amiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. and it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know it's something. In the report, it says that after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask, same one you handed to me 6 months ago. That, that's Tokimasa always kept it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand. It allowed us to see strange things in people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't. No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or such, showed up at my door carrying the mask. Couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I had ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left. But I gave it to him nonetheless. I didn't collect her. I thought if I had the mask, I could find her. That maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Amiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead for her forgiveness. I don't care if you believe me or not. Just like Kazuki was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers, then I found myself in a strange labyrinth chasing after her shade. The days bled together, I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it worked. It always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only get worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came, and when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. That it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking May away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry, perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There is one other person who knows about the mask, a girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes, what good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. May told me you lost someone, your partner and the police, is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. Barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in this shrine. As the mask got further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common Kai and their ritual objects are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from their grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be just done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything alright? I overheard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. May, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Whoa. Such a ritual would purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. You can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down, I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the common Kai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the common Kai compound itself. The records of its location are lost and were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will bring you. And there is something else. I had a feeling you'd see that. The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Amiko. Sounds like superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask in that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything. It might help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Oikigahara. Oikigahara? Hey, that's the suicide forest. Ugh. Suicide forest? What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS isn't working there. And I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask, it's just you. So many nights after that girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about mom and dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Kamenkai compound, something I have to do. Well, that's your choice, but Akagahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? May makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there used time to time by the Forest Service. Try your map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you. Boy. Supposedly the path is still there. It seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. It still stands, after all. Why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go, search for whatever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, you have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Depends on what I find. Don't be a fool. Finding out what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparation for the ceremony regardless. May, see her out. She's never said anything like that to me before. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help you with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma said it hurts. Said it herself. You're still young. You should forget about all of this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sound like that girl at the shrine. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito.